Tabletop Spotlight, brought to you by Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy. Hey everyone, I'm AdamHarry from Bell of Lost Souls Tabletop News with
Evan from Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy.
And we're back with another Tabletop Spotlight. Evan,
yes.
Normally we do board game reviews
yeah.
And stuff like that. Why did you bring a book today?
I thought we could do some light reading.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
This is Tortuga 1667.
Okay.
It is a board game where each player plays a pirate, and it's a secret role game, meaning you have an allegiance to either the British or the French, but you don't know what everyone else's allegiance is.
Oh.
And you want your team to win. So you kind of have to figure that out and work together
gotcha.
if you think you're on the same team. And you're stealing gold from Spanish ships. So
okay. Well, this is kind of in the same vein of like a secret Hitler.
Yeah, or the Resistance. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. You don't know what everyone else's objective is, but
okay,
yeah.
okay, yeah. And again, really clever packaging, guys.
Oh yeah,
I like the book.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Shrink wrap book. I was on the Anyway, I'm sold. Let's take a look inside Tortuga 1667. Tortuga 1667.
Yeah, it's a nice box design. You can't really see it in the camera, but this is a little elevated, so it's a little
etched in there.
Yeah.
And then real quick too.
Yes.
It does come with a little back pamphlet.
Yeah, it's usually shrink wrapped with this on top. This comes off though to make it even nicer.
It's a nice book. So the funny thing is, when I was messing around with this, I was like, Evan, how do we open this thing?
Yes.
And it does open like a book. It's got a magnet in there.
Which
is super. It's like you can hear it kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's real quick the back of the box.
Yeah.
It just describes what the game's about, the pieces it comes with, and the stats. So we don't really need that. But like you said, it's magnetized.
Super.
It's
how
pretty
do
sweet.
they work?
No shuffling with the box lid.
All right. So there's the rules. We'll come back to this real quick. Keep going here.
All right. So here's the pieces of the game. One of my favorite things is the mat you get for it. This is a very nice, standard mat that has the rubber side so it doesn't slip. But here's what that map looks like. There are two ships, the island of Tortuga, and then a Spanish galleon. So I guess there's technically three ships, not including the little rose. So each player is either going to be on one of these two ships or on the island of Tortuga. The gold is going to be on the galleon or to Tortuga as well. Now, every time you take gold and put it on your ship, you can either put it on the British side or the French side. Whichever side has the most gold at the end of the game wins. You are a pirate, and you are either secretly allied with the British or the French. So at the end of the game, you want your faction to have the most gold. You can either be honest about it right off the bat, say, "Hey, I'm French. I'm going to put all of the stuff in the in the French side," or you can be secretive about it and then, on the last turn of the game, try to put everything in the French side.
Because there's a stealing mechanic, right?
Yeah, exactly. There is a stealing mechanic. Whoever is first on the ship goes to the captain. Then there's first mate, and then there's cabin boy, and down on and so forth. Whoever is in the G spot, which is the first player on the Tortuga Island, is the governor of Tortuga Island, and then it goes down from there as well. So the captain of the ship has different abilities, the same with the first mate and stuff like that. For instance, the first mate, we'll find out in the rules, can run a mutiny, and everyone votes to get the captain off the ship, who would then go to Tortuga if the mutiny is successful.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, because there can never be more than 5 pirates on a boat.
On a boat, yeah.
And again, if you're playing 2 to 9 players, you do the math on that.
Yeah.
One curveball I do want to mention real fast.
Yes.
Is there's a hidden faction.
Yes, there is the Dutch. So the Dutch player is kind of a neutral player. However, if the game ends in a tie, so the British and the French have the same amount of gold, the Dutch player wins. So you can secretly be kind of a neutral player, which is great too, because you can play any side you want.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. So that's the map. Let's go to the pieces real quick. Let's go to the cards. Here are the cards. I'm going to open this pack. If you want to take a look at this.
Yeah, I'll go through the piece real quick. We've got the different pegs for the pirates, and then treasure chest gold. So that's what all those are for. They're all wooden. And then there's also like the explosion and things like that. So different playing pieces. That's pretty cool. And then we've got a little burlap looking sack here for putting the pieces in.
I'm sorry, this card deck is hard to
okay.
open. I'm almost there.
I've stalled as long as I can. You're on your own, Evan.
All right. Well, I'm almost there. There was a little band to, open it, but I couldn't get it. So, all right.
Yeah, everything fits very nicely back in the box, too. So
here are the cards. You have vote cards. Now, these aren't just standard yes or no, like in Resistance or Secret Hitler. These have symbols. So if you attack, there are cannons, water pails, and torches, which don't want me to find. torches.
Okay.
For if you are attacking, water pails
Put out the fire.
put out the fire, and every cannon needs a fire to fire off. So if you're attacking and there's more water pails and torches, then it loses. Or if there's more cannons, then fire. Then
I
some
think the
cannons
cannons
don't
are how much damage.
Oh, okay, that's what it was. Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. And fire pails too. So if you're attacking and your captain says, "Hey, we're gonna attack," everyone puts in a card and votes, and then there's also a random card off the top of the deck put in as well for that vote. Let's say the captain is, you think the captain's on the British side and he's doing something that's going to hurt the French, and you're on the French side. You want to try to stop this attack. So you're going to maybe vote for the water pails without anyone knowing and try to make that attack unsuccessful. There's also mutiny cards. Mutinies have two symbols, either skull, crossbones, or the wheel. If your first mate of the ship wants to mutiny, the captain does not get to vote, but everyone else does, including a random off the top. If there are more skull and crossbones than the wheels, the mutiny happens and the captain goes on Tortuga Island.
And real quick too, I want to mention the attack mechanics, just to explain this a little bit. So a successful attack has to contain at least one cannon and one torch.
Okay.
And one successful torch. The water buckets cancel out the torches. So if you have an equal number of torches and water buckets, like you mentioned, the attack doesn't succeed.
Right.
But if you have, I don't know, like 4 torches and 2 water buckets and no cannons, there's no cannon to light. So you have to play at least one cannon.
Right.
So some player has to play a cannon and some player has to play a torch.
So you kind of have to talk to each other to try to get that.
And that's where that voting mechanic comes in of like, oh, maybe I just didn't have the cards. No, really, I'm on your team. I just didn't have the cards. So, yeah.
Now there are, of course, to add some flavor, some action cards that go on the bottom. These are kind of event cards. They're all going to be face down. There's going to be 5 of them, if you can see on the map here.
Yeah, I got you. So
we just need to see the bottom here.
You can see the bottom.
These parts right here where the cards are going to go down in secret. They're all going to lay down. During your turn, you can choose to try to look at one in secret and put it back upside down, or have someone flip it over for you. When you flip it over, the action takes place. So for instance, Cabin Fever. Revealer chooses one other player. Revealer and the chosen player's loyalty cards are shuffled and redistributed to each of them. They each view their own their new loyalty card. So that's pretty cool. That's a cool.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing too, because if you get, it can give you a lot of information about the other player, how they were playing.
Yeah, so, exactly.
And that's a good way to like figure out like if you both are the same faction and you use it on them, then theoretically you should get your card back. But what happens if you get your card back? Or, one of the cards is the same loyalty card. Like, wait a minute. Did I get my card back? Or did... Yeah.
Right. There's also something like El Dorado, where Revealer gives to any other player. Owner immediately draws an extra vote card. Owner may play 2 vote cards in any one future vote. Discard El Dorado after playing 2 cards in a vote. Then, last but not least, I mean, there's more into that. There's the Spanish Armada. It's in the same Tortuga deck. If this is revealed, the game ends. So that's the end game
They have
scenario.
come up to save their Spanish galleon.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the end game. There are player cards. These are really cool design. They're all the pirates you can play.
Love the artwork.
Charlotte de Berry, Lawrence Prince, stuff like that. Yeah, some really cool ones. And they have color coordination as well. So there's a lot in the box because it's a 9-player game. And then each of these is what's going to be given to you. Yeah, these are the loyalty cards. There are 4 French ones, 4 British ones, and 1 Dutch one. The Dutch one's always in play, I think, for even games.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, even if in a 3-player game, it's going to be 1, 1, and 1.
Okay. So there's at least going to be 1 Dutch player.
The only time it's not in play is if you're playing 2 players.
Right.
In which case, you just don't use it. And then if you're playing basically every even number of players,
right,
you're not going to use it.
That's okay. Because
it's for the tiebreaker.
It's for the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and you want to go over the rules real quick?
Yeah.
We just described the gameplay.
Yeah. It's fairly simple, as you guys saw here. The rulebook's pretty cool, I gotta say. I like the design of this real fast. So the setup, just real quick rules overview. Evan went over most of that already.
Yeah.
Setup is just how you do the loyalty cards and the shuffle and vote cards, shuffle the event cards, and things like that. Each player selects Brotherhood on the Coast Guard loyalty card.
Right.
Brotherhood on the Coast cards placed in front of them.
Which are
we talked about that.
Cards,
how to play. Again, just with the 2 different boats, there can only ever be up to 5 pawns on a boat.
Right, and you can see on the spaces on the map.
Right, and that's kind of also the order of play.
Right.
So we talked about that already. I'm not gonna repeat a bunch of this stuff. But yeah, here's potential actions you can do. Just kind of clarifications for all those. So all players can view 2 event cards, reveal an event card, force another player to choose between 2 event cards, move to or from a rowboat. Captains are the only players that can call for attack, and they can maroon any crewmate on Tortuga. First mates can call for a mutiny. Cabin boys move 1 treasure from your ship from one hold to the other, and the governor of Tortuga can call for a brawl.
Which is really cool. Like,
Depending on where you are, you have different abilities.
Yeah. These are clarifications on the cards. Again, explaining how the attacks work. You have to have 1 cannon and 1 torch lit to be successful.
Yes.
Waters cancel out torches, but you have to have at least 1 cannon, so
Yes.
you can't just throw in all the torches. How the brawls work, how the mutiny works. Evan kind of covered that too. And then ending in the winning the game, and how moving around works.
Yeah.
It's really not that bad. There's a couple of advanced optional rules if you want to do that too.
If you want to,
Yeah.
but you don't have to. Yeah.
So yeah,
Very cool.
Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
That's Tortuga 1667. Really cool looking game. Let's hop out for a really fast recap. Well, that was Tortuga 1667. I like it.
yeah. The game
yeah.
pieces are really nice. It comes with that game mat.
Yeah, the game mat
spray
kinda
painted
surprised
gold
me.
chests for
Yeah.
the gold. Yeah, it's very sweet.
I wasn't expecting that. Again, I love the packaging of this. It being a book, essentially, it would look really cool on a bookcase and
Yeah.
pull it out to play a game.
It's magnetized, which is really nice
Yeah,
too,
it's-
and well organized.
Yeah.
There's a lot in the small box.
Yeah, it's just
very nice.
It's just a really cool. It's fun to play with.
Yes.
I don't normally pick the box up and play around with it like that, but
Yeah.
I mean, it is fun.
It
to
will
play.
look good on your like game shelf.
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Totally. Let's crunch the numbers on this one real quick.
Okay.
Tortuga 1667.
Yes.
We saw in there that it was 2 to 9 players.
Let's
only?
find out. It's 13 up recommended.
13 and up.
It is 20 to 40 minutes, so it's not that long of a game. It's very social.
Yeah, it's a very big social
yeah.
game. So
It's 2 to 9 players.
Yeah,
so
that's
again,
right.
a very social game.
yeah.
And the best part too is out of all the material you get, it's not a big box or anything like that, but it's
No.
only $29.99.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It comes with the game mat and all the pieces. So
Yeah, this one has a lot of replay value too.
Oh,
to
yeah.
me, just because again, if you not party games per se, but like social games.
Yes.
They get a lot of replay value because depending on the group you're playing with, you can play with different types of groups, but also it's random, like the loyalties.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And then it's really more about how well you can read people versus
Yes.
the game. So I enjoy those.
And it's
type of games.
great if you have friends who are not that into board games.
Yeah,
you
it's
can
perfect for
easily
them.
introduce them. It's not hard to learn or anything like that. So
It's very cool. Really cool. And this one, brand new.
brand new in stores.
Go
Yeah,
check
just
it out. I'm AdamHarry from Bowls.
I'm Evan from Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy.
And this has been another Tabletop Spotlight. Thanks again for watching. Tabletop Spotlight, brought to you by Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy. Thanks for watching.